Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. I'm here to show you Ascension 18 with the Silent. I'm doing post commentary because after I think the third failed attempt, I'm like, I just need to. I can't just keep commentating over runs that I'm just gonna delete, right? So I was like, I'll just get the run, record the run, and then I'll commentate over it. And you know, I'll do it that way. I guess let's recap the previous run. It is still worth recapping, but I've got to be a little bit careful about how I do this, because as soon as I click on the statistics screen, it might show you spoilers about other runs that haven't shown up in the series yet. So just give me a moment. Right, so this was our previous run with the Ironclad. I think this might have been the most fun I've ever had. It's a close call between this and the Panache run that I had with the Silent. But this is just so much fun, dude. Corruption, skills cost 0 whenever you exhaust a skill. Whenever you play a skill, you exhaust it. Plus Chrysalis, which adds 5 random skills. They cost 0, so that part is redundant with Corruption. The important thing is just that 5 random skills are added. Because if you combine that with Dead Branch, then that leads to some truly goofy situations. It was just so much fun, man. It's another one of those things which it's fun, but only if you're not fighting Time Eater. So that's why I'm glad we got it out of the way before we hit Ascension 20. But man, what a beautiful, 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 beautiful run this was. Absolutely brilliant. And just a joy. And now we move into the Silent. Now with the Silent, I struggled hard. I'll talk about that more at the end. I struggled immensely, and I was trying to follow guides that people were showing, or talking about how poison is a more reliable way of playing the game because it works against the Time Eater. But the problem with poison is that I have had multiple poison runs that reached the end of Act 3 without a single catalyst showing up in the entire run. Or I get a catalyst, but then I don't get Corpse Explosion. You will absolutely die without Corpse Explosion because there are too many multi-enemy encounters, right? You will get wiped. Even if you have a build that can kill the final boss, you will get wiped by trash mobs before you even reach the boss if you don't also have Corpse Explosion. Alternatively, if you hit the lottery and you somehow get multiple copies of Wraith Form, maybe, but honestly, even with 4 free turns of intangibility, because Wraith Form gives you 3 turns, but you basically spend 1 entire turn just playing it, right? So really, it's 2 turns. Even with that, right? Like, Corpse Explosion is I feel pretty mandatory, or something like the Specimen, which is like a knockoff version of Corpse Explosion. Like it. No, not even a. It's just it's good to have, but it's no Corpse Explosion, right? So I eventually gave up on poison. I was like, okay, there's one thing I know. There's one thing I know how to play with the Silent. One type of Silent deck that I know how to play, which is the Shiv deck, right? The Shiv accuracy. You throw in some finishers. You throw in some eviscerates. You go draw, discard. You play big turns. And then, you do big damage. Again, very fun way to play, assuming you don't run into Time Eater. at the end. So that was my plan. I was like, I'm giving up on poison. The early game with poison is just too slow. It's just not. It's just not fun. It's so slow that it isn't fun. And it being slow not only costs you time, but like you also take little chip damage along the way, because you need poison and then also something like glass knife or like backstab or even blade dance to carry you. Anyway, so that was my thinking, and I feel like I've talked enough. At this point, I'm going to pause the video. Actually, we're just gonna transition into the actual run, which I'll do post commentary over. Now. Alright, it is time to record some post commentary. I start by taking Neo's Lament for the 3 free kills, and let's see how this goes. In our first combat, I am offered Catalyst, but I just take Reflex, because I'm kind of done taking Poison. Poison is just too slow in the early game, and it's not even a guaranteed win, right? You can take Poison and you can easily still lose, because Corpse Explosion might never show up. The second Catalyst that you need for so many fights might never show up, so, that's what I opted for there. And transformation into a Blade Dance is pretty nice as well. And I'm tempted to take the second Reflex, but I take the Dagger Throw to give myself a bit of damage, and also it fits into the whole draw discard situation. This is our free elite kill. Gives us oddly smooth stone, not a bad relic. Will save you a lot of damage over the course of a run, and I'm tempted to take finisher. Even concentration isn't bad, but ultimately Phantasmal Killer, really good card. So I just opt to take it, and straight away you'll see the potential that Phantasmal Killer offers, because it's 6 damage off of an unupgraded 0 cost attack, and then these Shivs suddenly, instead of doing 12, you're doing 24 damage, and this poor bozo never stood a chance, but he is of course just a basic enemy. I opt to throw away the dangerous move, right, because I should have maybe kept the other potion for the AoE damage. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can take on another elite and then chunk them down really quickly with Phantasmal Killer, and then I'll use the potion to maybe kill them before they do their big damage turn. Right. Kunai, tremendous pickup. Tremendous pickup, especially with the start we've gotten. Against these guys, I think I played this fight a little bit badly, and you'll see what I mean. So, early start is kind of whatever. It's okay. But now I'm starting to... Now what I do is I damage this guy. Makes sense. I play my Blade Dance. I finish this guy off. Kunai triggers. And then I start attacking the guy in the back. Oh no, I started attacking this guy. What I should have done was, at this point, before the turn ended, I should have hit him with a fire potion, because then, only after the turn ended, did I realize that happened. I could have redone the fight, but honestly, I'd been doing so many runs, I was not in the mood to save scum so early on. So, we, messed up our draw a little bit because of that, and it was unfortunate, but we still got through the fight, taking a relatively low amount of damage. Paper Crane is okay, and Prepared is pretty good for the draw discard. Bullet Time, depending on what you have in your deck, it's sort of like a it's almost, I see it like a Snecko's Eye kind of thing. You only take it if you've got like 3-4 eviscerates, and you draw them all in the same hand. But a better way to use eviscerate is just with the draw discard, I think. Anyway, let's go on and see what happened in this fight. I hate fighting these slimes, but I respect them, you know? It's I respect there's only one thing they know how to do, and they do it really well, which is they check to see if you can, first of all, if you can count, and second of all, if you can do a burst of damage at the right time. Both of those things are things that I've occasionally struggled with over the course of the series. But that was an okay split, right? And we can just take out the guy in the back, and then just win the fight. You're seeing the value of Phantasmal Killer. Now, Skewer is tempting. Backstab is also good, but Eviscerate, I think, if I'm going draw discard, right, it's got to be Eviscerate. Yeah, I've forgotten what I've taken because all I did was I checked to see if the audio was okay. There was a bit of audio desync which I had to manually fix. And after that, I was like, okay, let's go in and see what happened. I'm recording this about 5 days after the run. Alright, so no block in our opening hand means we're going to take 6 unavoidable damage, and Eviscerate sitting there just taking up space. I could have used the Swift Potion. Maybe should have used the Swift Potion. But at this point, I'm thinking I'll save it for the boss. When you have 2 potions, you should just use one of them, even if it gives you a tiny amount of help in a fight, because a situation like this could happen, where you get a potion, and then you just don't know what to do with it. But I would have rather kept the Swift Potion for the fight, I think, as opposed to a weak potion. Because the Silent already has a way to make people weak. Now it's like, well, what do we upgrade? We've got enough health that I don't need to rest, so what do we upgrade? Neutralize isn't a bad target. It'll save you a lot of damage. And I was like, let's just upgrade it now, because later on, when we start getting rare cards, upgrading Neutralize then is gonna just be a... It's gonna feel like such a waste, right? So, we'll see how this fight went. Early kunai trigger is always nice to see. Now we gotta do a burst of damage to this guy. I think we're doing okay though, because this is gonna possibly put him into sleep mode, and I get rid of that. I should have maybe kept that to make Eviscerate cheaper, and I was like, okay, what's the most damage I can do? Probably just Eviscerate, right? At this point, I'm like, okay, let's throw the Vulnerable Potion on him now. And all of a sudden... I was like, do I also draw? I also... Oh, and that was a really lucky draw, because that makes Eviscerate even cheaper. So now I can do... Now I can get the most value out of it by hitting him with a powered up finisher. Right, getting a bit of block. Using a bit of block, but making him weak as well for days. No kunai trigger on this turn, unfortunately, but you know what? It's not even that bad. Phantasmal Killer just makes next turn better. Great timing, because it's going to be a turn when he doesn't have thorns. Getting a bit of block. Getting a bit more draw, and what I should have done was I should have played Eviscerate. Or what I should do is... I know I don't have the energy to play Eviscerate. But Eviscerate is good against this guy because a lot of people forget that he doesn't have thorns like the spiky enemies in Act 3. He has a thing that only damages you based on the number of attack cards you play, and not for each individual hit that you do. I forget this constantly myself. Uh, but in this case, we're getting more kunai triggers, just stacking that dexterity. Our blocks are nice and solid at this point. We can even block again and do a bit more damage to him. And I think the way to do it is you defend first, then you neutralize. Or you do what I just did. You'll get a bit more block. And then neutralize. Or I guess you have enough blocks, so you just neutralize while you can. Just hit him. Again, Phantasmal Killer showing up. It's pretty good timing. It's like, okay, I'll double block just to make sure he's not doing any damage to me. Like, we're so close to the end of the fight. No need to take any damage that is not entirely necessary. You know, like, the most damage we can do is just playing the one Eviscerate, bringing him to death's door. And now you can just strike, or like 0 cost strike, and he's dead. Alright, let's see what we got. It's got to be Wraith form is tempting, but I'm like, with Shiv, Finisher, Eviscerate, Adrenaline is what helps you out the most. And I do like Philosopher's Stone a lot, although Hovering Kite fits in with our draw discard, giving us a little bit of energy without any drawback. So it's basically like Lantern almost. Actually, no. It can give you 1 energy every single turn. But only if you draw a discard. So if with a deck like this, it truly is free energy with no downside. The downside is if you're running draw a discard, you're probably just losing to Time Eater. But more on that later. Well, we're not even at the Act 3 boss yet, so let's not think too far ahead. I'm thinking hard about what to discard. I shouldn't even be thinking that hard because I don't have enough energy to play everything. So I should probably just hit them once more to get kunai to trigger. Or, in this case, 4 times more to get kunai to trigger twice. And then spend the rest of my turn blocking. That would be the smart move. Am I gonna make the smart move? Or am I gonna do something dumb? Excuse me? What am I... Oh, okay, no. I weakened one of them, so they're not doing 22, they're doing less than 22. Alright, so on this move, you can finish one of them off. And then eat a little bit of damage. Because I don't think there's a way to kill the guy in the back and then also block. Is there? Oh, I guess there is. I guess past me is more perceptive than current me. Alright. So this fight can sometimes give me a lot of trouble, but in this case, I think we might even get through without damage. He is trying to run away though, so would like to avoid that eventuality, and indeed we did. And accuracy is sort of just an automatic pickup with our deck. And, you know, we got a lot of money for this shop. Another accuracy. Well, don't mind if I do. Backstab is good, but post Act 1, it falls off a little bit. But it is a free 0 cost that can just stack onto a finisher, so there is still value in taking it. But I'm like, I could save money for like a good relic. And just buy some utility cards, right? You get a bit of money for that, so another shop could even be a could even have potential. And at this point, I give up my golden idol because I don't want to take the other downsides, right? All right. And ooh, we got a free card removal. All right, that's pretty good. We want to remove. I added a backflip, so probably just remove a defend or a strike, I guess. I guess on the philosophy of removing strikes and defense equally, and upgrading prepared is just good with eviscerate. Obviously, with eviscerate, you want multiple eviscerates in your deck. You can go very far with just one, but the more you have, the better. And double accuracy turn 1, I think, is pretty good. Backflip is tempting for the block. Ooh, and prepared. I was like, ooh, what if we draw eviscerate? That's what you like to see. But I don't think we're going to be able to play it. Ooh, but we are, because we gain the energy from Hovering Kite. I'm like, wait, should I play? I should play the Dagger Throw. To make eviscerate free, and what a first turn, dude. What a first turn. I get Phantasmal Killer, I can eviscerate, I can do Blade Dance, get some kunai charges. Man, just what a glorious first turn. I can get 2 kunai triggers, do a bunch of damage to this guy, have Phantasmal Killer ready for this turn, but now, unfortunately, this is where the party's over, because he's doing mad damage. But so are we. What should we do? I'll draw a little bit. Now I can get a bit of block, right? And make eviscerate cheaper. So eviscerate does also synergize with your defensive options. So we get another kunai trigger, avoid all damage on that turn, and another good turn coming up because we got a Phantasmal Killer for next turn, and we got a lot of Shivs to play this turn. And in fact, I don't know even. Yeah, he wasn't gonna survive. You maybe take a second finisher, or you just take the max health. Because, yeah, one finisher is, I think 2 finishers is the max. I was like, if it was already upgraded, then I would think about taking it. I was like, well, what do we want? I'm looking at, what do we want to upgrade? I opt to do a reflex, alright. So we can maybe like cycle back to finisher more quickly. Molten Egg, now any attack we put is going to be good. Maybe upgrade in accuracy, make our Shivs better. Why not? Why not? Like, I could fight a Burning Elite, but I'd rather not. Even if it means I don't get to go to a shop. Early accuracy is pretty good. Yeah, just hit the adrenaline. Even more accuracy, alright. I was like, if I draw Blade Dance, it could just be bad. So let's just hit him a couple times. Get the kunai trigger. Punch through his armor a little. And we'll see what we can do. I was like, just discard the Ascender's Bane. I don't think this fight is gonna go that long. I mean, you hope it's not gonna go long. Let's just get rid of some block, because we'll do Eviscerate. Then a bit of that action, and now we're not taking any damage. But it's imperative that we kill him this turn, because otherwise he's gonna be doing a huge amount of damage. And I don't know if we're gonna have the wherewithal to withstand it all. Oh, and I messed up this turn, so I'm like, I forgot that hovering kite doesn't automatically mean free energy. You have to draw, or no, you have to discard. Like we have some things that draw and discard, but really all you need for it is the discard. So I'm like, okay, I messed that up. I have no compunctions about uh, saves coming. If it's a mistake that I made, I feel a little bit worse about saves coming. Like for draw manipulation, I'm like, okay, I know this stuff is gonna show up in the next hand. So knowing what I know about what's gonna show up on turn 2, let me plan my turn 1. But on Ascensions, honestly, I am 100% willing to do that because Ascensions are just not fun. And anything that you like, the difficulty is a little bit beyond what's reasonable, and so I'm willing to stoop to any depths to make the odds a little bit more favorable. No. We do punch through, taking no damage, which is pretty important. Now another prepared helps us cycle. It's just got to be the prepared, right? Quick slash, I think about it, but ultimately draw and discard, even if it does no damage, helps us get to eviscerate quicker. I think you gotta do the prepared, get rid of the reflex, see what we draw. Again, a good first turn. Bad enemy, because malleable fucking sucks. But maybe we can make some magic happen. I'm also tempted to just smoke bomb out of this fight, honestly. But I'm like, I can save smoke bomb for like Snecko. I can save smoke bomb for like there's so many encounters I'd rather save smoke bomb, or like save smoke bomb for a forced elite that you don't want to fight. I'm like, I can get through this fight even if oh god, excuse me, even if it means I take a little bit of damage because we're at full health, right? So let's be a little bit brave. Let's hit him. Let's hit him. Let's hit him. Let's hit him. We're not going to be able to kill him. Now, I can block or I can do more damage to him. I was like, do I just eat 12 damage? What's coming up next? Eviscerate is coming up next. If I do this, we can... okay, I opt for the coward's way out, just taking 1 damage this turn, and then I was like, okay, let's eviscerate him. I mean, that was a good that was a good play. Piercing Wail is really good. Deflect is also pretty good with kunai, but I take Piercing Wail because it's hard to explain. Like on a single turn, it can give you way more damage reduction. Like it can show up early in a fight before kunai has built up charges, and it can save you a ton of damage on many fights, especially when you get into Act 3. There's quite a few multi-enemy battles in Act 3, so that's my reasoning for picking up Piercing Wail. But Deflect, honestly, not a bad option, especially for long fights. Piercing Wail helps you out in short multi-enemy fights. Deflect helps you out in longer fights, assuming you have something that increases your dex. Do a bit of that, do a bit of this. I was like, I'll get rid of the other prepared, I guess. See what we draw with backflip. And we drew trash. But we can still kill the guy in front, stack a kunai charge, and do pretty good She just heals it right back. Good job. Good job. Let's let's get through this fight. Sorry, the screen has frozen a little bit on my recording software. All right. Yeah, you should be able to get through this without taking damage. All right. You should be able to get through without taking damage. She is gonna be healing occasionally or I have no idea how her AI works. I feel like her AI stops making sense if you kill her friend first. Her friend, like if you kill her first, then his AI makes perfect sense. He just hits you with very strong attacks. But if you kill him first, then she just seems to do like there's no rhyme or reason to what she does. I feel like her AI could be fixed a little bit. Maybe it doesn't need to be fixed. Maybe it's fine as it is. Maybe that's your reward for killing the big guy first, is that you you just win. It's just a long fight because she might like heal 3 times in a row or something. Right, hit him with an eviscerate. And I think this is gonna be one of those fights that I reset multiple times because I keep playing the wrong thing. If I'm remembering it correctly. But we'll see. So all of my accuracies have shown up. I can't do anything else, but you know that was just a setup kind of turn. And now we're taking horrible damage. There's nothing we can do except stack a kunai charge. I should have probably taken the strength potion. But like what am I saving it for? I think that was just a mistake, right? That is just a mistake. So let's see what we get. Yeah, get rid of 1 Shiv and 1 defend. And then you can hit him with a big finisher. I'm doing some mental math. I'm like, okay, is it worth it? Is it gonna be enough damage that it's gonna do more than the 20 damage the Shiv had done? And ultimately, I just hit him with the extra Shiv instead because it's more damage. And so we took a big hit, but we dealt a big hit as well. We've got Phantasmal Killer for next turn as well. That's like, this was a really lucky turn because we can do some nice draw discarding. I was like, what? I was like, well, what do I do? I should do Blade Dance and probably give up on the idea of playing Eviscerate. Discard the Dagger Throw. Well, I was like, well, let's see what we draw, or just confirm. I was like, oh, I forgot about Hovering Kite. I could have done some stuff if I'd kept the other thing. But you know what? I'd say that's a decent turn that we just had. This turn is kind of trash though, because we're doing double damage, but we didn't draw any of our good stuff. Bit of a waste. You're done it now. So he's trying to kill us. But, Piercing Wail would have been nice for this turn in particular. So now with a bit of defense, we can survive. But I was like, let's stack some kunai triggers before we hit him. I was like, well, what if I... Let's see what we draw if I do this. Oh, Piercing Wail finally shows up. With my last 2, I think you gotta hit him with a... You gotta hit him with the lucky Eviscerate. And then just kill him. Scary fight, but we got through. Grand Finale trash. After Image good. Malaise also good, but I think you take After Image because we play so many cards. And as long as you don't run into Time Eater, you're good. And like, Fusion Hammer is tempting because a lot of our important things are upgraded. Upgrading After Image just makes it innate. Upgrading Adrenaline just gives you a bit more energy. And we have other ways of getting energy, like, for instance, Fusion Hammer. So, Ring of the Snake isn't bad. You can draw into Eviscerate more easily, but this is more of a Shiv build. Eviscerate is just a side character. I take a tiny house? But, I was like, hang on a second. Acrobatics helps us even more with draw discard. Wow, what a... I forgot I made that play. What a gamble on tiny house. Like, acrobatics is a huge pickup. Draw and discard. But we're gonna be a little bit energy poor on certain turns. We do have a ton of money, which we'd love to take to a shop. Early accuracy, early phantasmal is great. The rest of this turn is trash, though, because we're gonna be taking a lot of damage. I'm like, you should probably use one of your power potions. Maybe you get like a wraith form or something. Another accuracy, and now we can do some draw discard action. Get rid of a basic strike. Hit him with a piercing wail. See what else we draw. Get rid of a basic defend and a basic strike, I guess. See what else we draw. Get rid of the survivor. And that. And then just make one of them weak. And then just discard the same thing you drew. I was hoping maybe it could have been like reflex or something. Anyway. Now, finally, Adrenaline shows up. Now, we have another Phantasmal for next turn. Oh. Alright, let's see how I manage this situation. Kill that guy, stack some kunai. And I was like, I can block the first guy's damage, so let's not worry about him too much. Let's kill the guy in the back. Let's maybe do one more, or do you want to block his damage, or do we want to do damage? I was like, well, we've taken some pretty nasty damage. Let's just try and block as much as we can in this fight. And try and kill him next turn. Surely we can draw lethal. Somehow. And looks like we did. Good fight. Another dagger throw is tempting. Another prepared is tempting. Ultimately, what do I go for? What do you go for? Prepared. Bold move. I guess we're going all in on Shivs. And like drawing our powers early on. I was like, let's see what we get. Piercing Wail is kind of useless. I was like, well, let's just set up a potential big second turn. Okay, I can... Either there's some... No, there's no desync. It's just that some of the game audio is glitched, I think. Because some sound effects, either I'm not hearing them, and yeah, because there's no desync. But it seems like every once in a while when I play a card, the sound effect just doesn't happen. Really odd glitch. Anyway. Got through that fight, not taking too much damage. Explosive Potion, I don't think you take. Choke is actually tempting, because we do play lots of cards per turn. But, not enough. I think about taking Madness. I even think about taking the Writhe, because if there's a shop, we can remove it. Ultimately, though, I think I just take the max HP. I was like, I'm not paying 500 gold for red mask. You're insane if you think I am. I was like, okay, we gotta get through this fight. Probably rest at the next campfire. I was like, okay, Wraith form. This might be one of those fights which I reset a couple times. Oh no, I opt to take for footwork. I opt to just use both my potions. So I take a footwork, I take a free accuracy. I would restart this and I would try to do Wraith form and just kill this spiky guy with Wraith form active on turn 2. But I guess I'm in a no, or like I'm tired of restarting, that kind of thing. So I'm just eating a bunch of damage. Is that good play when you had Wraith form? And now I play after image, but like what? I don't know what I'm doing in this fight. I guess I'm treating it like it's gonna be a long, like I'm just in it for the long haul. And I take more damage attacking the spiky dude. I'm down to like 10 health. This is I feel like I've played this very badly. Especially because I could have had Wraith form on, and now I'm down to 2 health. Surely you gotta restart this and play Wraith form, right? Because now you're just throwing the run. There's no way to kill this guy. Yeah, you gotta just give up, dude. Just restart. You're not doing 70 damage, right? Well, I mean, I guess I just I don't know why I'm so committed to making this work. Just restart the fight, man. You could have maybe even fought another elite if you hadn't taken so much damage. Whatever. Yeah, I get so angry watching myself play sometimes. I was like, Terror, remind ourselves who the boss is, Dono and Deca. Terror is useless. Okay, let's just take another prepared. It's not Time Eater, so, you know, that's okay. And now we heal, we're down to less health than what we had before the previous fight. And I was like, let's just fight the Act 1 boss again. Slime boss. Let's see how this goes. Early after image, just to get it out. Accuracy, just to make ourselves better. Get rid of one of those. Hit you with an eviscerate. I was like, okay, let's see what we draw with this. And I was like, let's just play the accuracy and have a big turn 2. Play another accuracy and then have a big turn 3. Let's see what we draw. There's a few interesting things in our draw, but I'm like, do we play them or do we just let them cycle in? I was like, that's gonna be our turn 2. Let's just end our turn and wait for that hand to come in. With the Phantasmal. I was like, okay, let's see what we draw. And prepared, let's get rid of our defense. Because we are definitely gonna split him this turn. We could have gotten much better stuff than what we got right here. But instead, we are settling for doing a cool 80 damage, and the slimes are gonna split with at 21 health each. Still pretty scary. So I was like, okay, let's hit one of them, and then let's kill. I was like, if I do this, I can bring you down to 1 health. And then I can kill the one in the back, and then the ones in front are going to split with 1 health each. Neither of them are attacking. I was like, how about we dagger throw you? Discard that. Get a bunch of slimes, but we kill you instead. And old coin is huge, 800 gold going into a shop. I think I just opted to take the health there because I think we have enough prepared. So now we're fighting big giant head. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the sound effects. They're not out of sync, but some of them, I guess, just glitched out, and I was. You know what happened? This was the last run I had done in a long. I had done like 4 or 5 runs, and if you either save or quit a lot of times, or you do many runs in the same session, eventually the game sounds seem to stop working. And I guess I just didn't notice this glitch earlier on in the playthrough because I was just doing, like, I would do like 1 or 2 runs and then just end my session. And it was only when I got into higher ascensions that I'm failing this many times before winning. Alright, so now against the big giant head. It's a pretty good fight for us because we play a lot of cards per turn. We also are able to block a stupid amount. He's doing 7 damage. I was like, should I just eat this damage? I was like, well, do I play accuracy? Do I fish for something with prepared? I was like, let's fish for something. Let's play one of those. Now let's fish for something. I was like, I can play 1 block and then just take no damage. I discard 1 of my accuracies and 1 of my shivs? What am I thinking? Gaining dex. Gain a bit of block. I should have played... If I was gonna do this, I should have played the prepared first. But I guess I'm not even gonna play the prepared because I don't want to accidentally draw into something that I can't play. So after image is good. I discard the curse. I play... You gotta play the adrenaline. And then I guess... just hit him with the 2 attacks. Bit of a waste of a Phantasmal Killer turn. This is why there's a case to be made, even though Phantasmal Killer doesn't stack, to have 2 of them in your deck, so that you can at least have it active for multiple turns. The damage doesn't stack, but the duration stacks. It should be the other way around. Multiple Phantasmal Killers should give you more... It should go from 2 damage to 4 damage, 4 damage to 8 damage. If you think that's overpowered, then you must hate the Ironclad, who can play Limit Break multiple times in the same turn, if you play enough offerings, and keep doubling your strength. You must hate the Ironclad as well, because he can play Entrench multiple times in a turn, doubling his block, and then that doubled block turns into damage. Why doesn't the Silent have anything like that, right? So I'm just an advocate for equality, you know. The glass ceiling must break. The Silent has struggled in vain for too long, and we're going to be taking some unfortunate damage. Nothing we can do. Goodbye. He is threatening us with death, though. That's kind of scary. So you gotta kill him. We gotta kill him. Is there a way to kill him? I want to save my dex potion for the final fight. I was like, what's the best way? What's the best way? I take my dex potion, I guess, just to save myself a bit of damage. Because we've taken some nasty hits, and we have gold to buy some good potions at a shop. Like, let's just make sure the run doesn't die before it gets to a shop, because there's a real there is a real risk of that happening. Luckily, we got through this fight relatively okay, and I'm like, I don't like any of these cards. I'll just take the health. Shuriken has sealed the deal for us. Now I'm like, I just need to not. I just need to get to a shop and not die. Oh god. I'm like, that one fight against those earlier shapes, when I should have just restarted that fight, taken the Wraith form, and it would have saved me like 30 health, and I could have rested at the campfire. I could have had like 60 health at this point right now. Instead, I'm struggling hard. I do have that relic that every time you play a power, you heal a little bit. So, or do I have that power? Maybe I don't. No. I have the bloody relic. I heal every time I pick up gold. Right. Righto. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Maybe hit one of them with the eviscerate. Hit you. Yeah, I'm not healing for playing powers. I must have had that in one of my failed runs. Okay, so now we need to figure out a battle plan for taking out this spiked dude. Okay, just play the accuracy. See what we draw. Hit somebody with the finisher. Now, how do we deal with this clown? Gain some block. Gain some block. Maybe hit him with a... Exactly... Oh no. More... We've got more block than that. Gain some more block. And then hit him with a neutralize. So that at least he's not doing anything else. He's just stacking on the thorns, dude. It's so bad, man. It's so bad. Alright, gain a bit of block. Play the blade dance, maybe just to discard a Shiv. I should have played the blade dance, then that way I could have discarded a Shiv. Oh, what? Oh, I discarded the phantasmal killer. Oh, I could have hit him with like a... Well, luckily it came back. Luckily it came back. What am I doing, dude? Like, okay. Like, definitely do not eviscerate. Do not hit him with a multi-damage attack. Alright. Sounds like let's do a backflip first. Let's do prepared, see what we draw. Get rid of a get rid of the finisher because you're not going to play it. Play another phantasmal killer just to get the block. Get rid of neutralize, I guess. And now I think we have enough to kill him with Shivs. Yeah, I think we do. That was such a tricky fight. But I respect it. And now Cloak and Dagger, it's gotta be the play. Gotta be the play. Gives us, scales really well with kunai, scales really well with shuriken. When the game's handed you this on a silver platter, just take it. Just take it. Now this fight, every single fight I get into, I'm like, this is so bad. We could easily just get killed. Like, excuse me. Do you know how easy it is to just take 30 damage in a random trash mob fight past Ascension 17? Do you have any idea how easy it is to just have one fight, not even necessarily a fight that hard counters your build, but just a fight where the wrong things got drawn 2 turns in a row, right? And then you end up, like, you start off in the wrong way, and then it just keeps going south from there. Like, I could block, I could play the accuracy. Long term, let's eat a bit of damage to set ourselves up for future success. Now Phantasmal shows up. Piercing Wail has to come in clutch. And then just play the 2 defends. We cannot play the accuracy. We just need to block as much damage as we can. Even with all of that, we're taking horrendous damage. We're down to 12 health. I am so gutted at this point. I'm like, this run is gonna die. We picked up Shuriken and Kunai. And we're gonna fucking die. That's what was going through my mind at the time. Now, are we gonna die? Well, let's find out what happened. Let's find out what happened. Well, one thing I do know is we are dead if we just let this turn happen the way the game is proposing right now. Getting some kunai charges. One of them is dead. Now we are blocking. And in fact, we are killing. Gaining a bit of health. It's got to be the acrobatics. And now I'm like, I could rest, but I'm like, you have to try and get to the shop. And then I'm like, motherfucker, this guy. This fucking guy. So now is when you are about to see some hardcore saves coming. In the moment, I was convinced that this was going to be the guy that ends our run, because we have no way of countering his debuff, which means you take 12 damage at the end of your turn. So I'm like, let me play a Cloak and Dagger, stack some kunai charges, and then let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. He constricts us, which means we take 12 damage at the end of our turn. We can neutralize him, but it's pretty rough. I discard my upgraded Shiv? Why? Why would I do something like that? Now we're down to 8 health. After Image, by the way, hasn't shown up. Now it shows up. Now Phantasmal Killer. Now I draw Prepared. Am I gonna have enough block to get through this turn? Phantasmal Killer shows up again. Piercing Wail is there. So he's basically doing 27 damage to us this turn. We need to have more block than that, or this turn just ends. Blade Dance is tempting, because, you know, we can stack some kunai charges and get a block for every card we play. Acrobatics can potentially help us draw into something that keeps the run going. One thing that's hurting us badly is we don't have any tacticians. Alright. Down to 33 health, and we are down to 23 health, and we are dying if we let this turn happen. So I'm like, I'm not accepting this. I was like, there's got to be a way to kill this guy. It's like, so what do we do on turn 1? What do we do on turn 1? Um, um, yeah. It's gonna be hard to commentate over this part because I don't remember what was going through my head. All I can do is, and I don't even remember how I was able to get through and kill the guy. Because it seemed impossible. It seems impossible watching it back. Because he constricts you, guaranteed, on top of everything else he does, whatever else he's doing, guaranteed 12 attempted damage every turn that you cannot apply weakness to. This time I discard the uh, the non-upgraded accuracy, and I play the upgraded one. Again, we're down to 8 health. Okay, so on this turn, what do we do? This turn, you gotta discard a reflex, I guess. You gotta play the Phantasmal. You gotta play the Prepared. Get rid of whatever. It doesn't really matter. Play the, like, we're dying on this turn. Play the Adrenaline. See what we get. Play Phantasmal again. Well, what the frick do we do? Eviscerate hasn't shown up. Get rid of Piercing Wail and Ascender's Bane again, I guess. Now, I was like, okay, let's see what we draw. Or do we backflip? I want to leave myself open to maybe, excuse me, maybe doing something with the Prepared. Sorry, with the Acrobatics. Or like Blade Dance Finisher. He's down to under 100 health. I nearly made the insane move of discarding Blade Dance. No. Maybe just get rid of Acrobatics. Because... Or... Is this the smart move? I don't think... I think you should have tried Blade Dance Finisher. But this time, what do we get? 4 Shivs? Okay, that's just barely enough to kill him. Maybe I was doing the math properly in the moment, and I was watching it back that I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, that was rough, man. We had to rest, and finally we go into the shop with 900 gold. What do we get? Some pretty good stuff. Regal Pillow helps us out. Ooh, Fairy in a Bottle. This shop made everything worth it. Fairy in a Bottle. I think you even got to buy Regal Pillow. Just get some health. I was like, Panache? Do we just do it? Go for a Panache run? Panic Button, honestly, not a bad card. I buy the Panache because I was like, we have the gold. At first, I thought that was Medical Kit. I would have bought Medical Kit because I think you can use it to get rid of the... Well, I mean, I guess you don't need to get rid of dazes. They get rid of themselves. I'm looking at my deck. Alright, this is what we have. I feel like the Panache was a bit of a mistake. I don't think it adds that much value to our deck, right? Like, we already have damage scaling. We already have a principal way of doing damage. So I just remove a defend, and we still have 400 gold left. Look, you gotta get the Regal Pillar. You gotta even get the Whetstone. See what gets upgraded. Just do it, man. Just buy it. Just do it, dude. Get it. Eviscerate gets upgraded huge. And just buy the final accuracy. Just go all in. Dash. I was like, do I get a dash? Do we get another blade dance? I feel like maybe we have. Do we have enough blade dances? But in the end, I opted to get dash for the block. I guess I was really worried about dying. I think I should have gone for either another blade dance or another accuracy. I don't know if I ever play dash in this fight. I guess we'll see. And again, the audio is glitched because I had been playing so many runs at this point that eventually the game sounds the game sounds start glitching out, and eventually the music just stops playing. Or like it randomly cuts in and out. Seemingly randomly. I don't know what it is that causes this glitch. So we have Fairy in a Bottle. We have healing via the regen potion. We're doing really good damage to Donu in the back. Already more than half his health just vaporized. I was like, should I do another blade dance or should I do a cloak and dagger? You know, block a little bit. I was like, let's do a cloak and dagger. It's exactly enough to get us another kunai charge. And unfortunately, we never picked up Tactician, so we have no way of gaining energy. Except we do. Ooh, I should have got rid of Panache and played the other blade dance. But I'm like, man, if I don't play Panache, then the fight is gonna end without me having played Panache. I was like, we're gonna win, so let's just do it with Panache, right? You gotta live life with Panache, you know? You know what I mean? All right, let's do a bit of that. Another cloak and dagger, sure. That's Donu just dead. Dekka is sitting there, not really understanding what to do, and I was like, we don't need to block, and I don't need to draw into something that I won't be able to play. Oh, look at that, I played dash once. So it wasn't a total waste. Well, no, it still was a waste, because it then starts showing up in the place of something that could actually be useful. We are just gaining all the strength and all the dexterity in the world. It just feels so good. Even against the Awakened one, it would have been Awakened one would have been a more exciting fight, because I would have 100% played all of my powers in his first phase. And then it would have been, okay, well, can he do enough damage to get through my regen potion, my scaling block, and my Fairy in a Bottle? Don't put it past him. He can do it. Donu and Dekka, on the other hand, had no reply. And I think this is where the commentary ends. So, okay. So how was that for a run? Let me just pull it up in the statistics again. Give me a moment, so I don't accidentally spoil some of the other runs that I did since then. Right, here was the run that we had. Early kunai, late shuriken, lots of daggers. We had one blade. Well, we had one blade dance, one upgraded blade dance, and a cloak and dagger, giving us lots of shivs, lots of shiv action. Cloak and dagger, blade dance. And every 3 attacks we play, we increment both shuriken and kunai. And in addition to all of that, we had Eviscerate, which was feeding in really well into our draw and discard. We had multiple copies. We had 3 prepareds 2 of them upgraded, 1 unupgraded. We also had dagger throw, right? Only 1 dagger throw. We kept our survivor, and we had acrobatics as well. So really good draw discard. We would have liked something like at least 1 tactician would have gone a long way. Piercing Whale is just nice to take situationally. I picked up Panache in that final shop. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. There's a good chance we would have not even reached the final shop, even with Kunai and Shuriken, because the last fight that we had before the shop against the Spire Growth, you might be like, oh, you got through it with 11 damage. But number one, that was on the second attempt. On the first attempt, I did something wrong and I would have just died had I let the fight continue. So I exited, I save scummed, and on my second try, I took him out on the third turn. Took 11 damage, which doesn't seem that bad until you realize that I had only 13 health going into it. And looking back at this, there was another fight earlier on against... Well, we took a lot of damage against the Darklings. I don't think there was anything we could have really done against that. Came in with a good amount of health and just lost a lot of it. Then, against the Orb Walker, we did okay. Very little damage. Then there was a fight against Spheric Guardian with Shapes. This was a fight that we could have dealt with taking, let's say, at most 20 damage, right? Or at most 10 damage. But I played both my power potions. I should have... and I was offered Wraith Form for free, right? Because it's 0 cost when you draw it. So even though the only downside of Wraith Form is that like you can't play anything else that turn. I could have played Wraith Form, and then not worried about defending at all, just gone all in on attack. Could have easily killed them, if not in 2 turns, then on the turn after that. And then gotten through this fight without taking damage. Instead, I don't know, man. I should have restarted this fight, because that really messed with me badly. Because I had to rest in this campfire, could have maybe gotten away with not resting. Maybe could have upgraded something. Took no damage from the Mind Bloom. Beat Slime Boss with 0 damage. And then against the Giant Head, again we took more damage. Yeah, it was rough. And when I was fighting the Spire Growth, there was a point when I was convinced that we were just gonna lose the run after picking Kunai and Shuriken. But you know what? We got through it. We got through it. We did it. We succeeded, and it was pretty good. Picked up a late Panache just to clown on Donu Deka a little. I mean, we ended up taking a fair amount of damage in the fight, don't get me wrong. They got some good punches in, but we had Fairy in a bottle, because that was one of the things. That was one of the things we bought. Look at everything we bought in this shop. We came into this shop with more than 900 gold because we got old coin from something, right? We got Shuriken from this treasure chest, old coin from the Mind Bloom, and then we took all that money in the shop. We bought Fairy in a bottle, we bought Panache, we bought a regen potion, bought a Regal pillow, bought Whetstone, and then I should have probably just bought... I remember there was a Blade Dance and another accuracy. Should have probably just bought that. I bought Dash because I was just really traumatized after the Spire Growth fight, I think. And I was like, I just don't want to lose this run, man. I've got enough scaling. I just got to make sure we survive. So you know what? We got through it. We did it. That was another Ascension taken out. And, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about that. Next time, we're gonna be taking out Ascension 19 with the... Sorry, no. Next time we're gonna be taking out Ascension 18 with the Defect. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit mixed up. Ascension 18 with the Defect. That's gonna be... Well, let's just see how that goes, right? That's gonna be fun, hopefully. And hope to see you then. Hope you enjoyed this one. And until the next time, take care.